with Polygon Pythagoras. Meta math, yeah, crypto cash. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through MetaTope. My eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Phase 1 evolution, revolution. Smart contracts inside your smartphone. Phase 1 evolution, revolution. Help me CT's phone. Full body markerless motion capture. The metaverse broken after the MetaTope golden era. The whitelist still open. Hurry up, what you need? Golden chariot. Holy virgins that's holding cherubims, paving the road with fairy dust. Create the avatar of your wildest dreams, yeah, and use it inside your live stream. And all your metaverses, favorite games and widescreen. MetaTope, visualize your digital.
Well. It is Thursday, the 9th of March. I turn old in approximately 4 days. Welcome to TopeTalk, everybody. It is a beautiful day here in Tampa, Florida, and I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. It is not beautiful in the market, and we will be discussing a little bit of that today. I'm going to update the title to be a little bit more updated as this space moves pretty much hourly. So things that we put a couple days ago are like almost old news compared to anything we can talk about now. But we're definitely going to have conversation. If anybody want to touch on Amazon or anybody who knows more about the upgrade that does want to discuss that stuff, I'm definitely down. I want to start off by saying thanks to everyone that's able to get here early today. I see some not burnt pieces of toast out there in the streets. Good to see you guys. Good to see everyone here. A bunch of Bored Ape assets. We got Derby in the house. We got a bunch of people out here. We even got a rainbow unicorn down there. I've never seen that before, but that's cool. Welcome in. Real quick, I want to just say that we did have another guest that was going to join. They got COVID, so obviously everyone take care of themselves first and make sure that you're healthy first and foremost. So. The MG land, they've been popping off on the market this last couple weeks. I've jumped into their game platform before. It's not my style, but I definitely see that there's going to be some ways that they can utilize that with people that like that kind of like version of gaming. It reminded me of like it's the camera angle that's kind of fixed on you. So I know there's people that love that kind of stuff. So I definitely think they're going to do really well as they keep continuing to build out there with their style of a metaverse. So without further ado, before we jump into the host here, let's get the fun mumbo jumbo out of the way. Obviously, nothing here is financial advice. This is obviously entertainment, and do your research. Do your own research before you purchase or invest in anything. If we talk about something that is like that, so that's out of the way now. Let's jump into speakers. Let's just go. I'm gonna go down the line, man. So welcoming first on the panel next to Crypto Chris G is Mr. Toast Punk. What's up, Matty? How you doing, man?
How are you, bro? How's it going, man? Man, I'm glad to be here, and it's got some amazing topics that you're going to be talking about today. So I'm glad to chime in, and in particular, I wanted to chime in on probably the Amazon Marketplace matter, but I'll let you introduce the rest of the speakers, and then I can go through that. I've got an hour here exactly. I've got another meeting on after this with the Binance team. So yeah, I'm just glad to be here, bro.
No, that's perfect, man. I appreciate you taking some time. I know you have a busy schedule, so yeah, we can definitely touch base on the Amazon stuff. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Let's jump over to the next, Mr. Poco. What's going on? How you doing, man?
Hey, pretty good. Thanks for having me. I'm in traffic in LA, but with that music, felt like I was on the beach in the Bahamas. So I appreciate that. I'm driving right now, but in about like 15 minutes, hopefully, I won't be in this traffic, so I can focus a little bit more. So thanks for having me again.
No, for sure. And take your time. Don't get in an accident. There's no pina coladas allowed while you're driving. So if you got one of those or a Corona, don't be cutting limes on your passenger seat. You might poke a hole. But yeah, I feel you, man. I think all of us would love to be there. And I think, if whenever this market goes the opposite direction that it's going, then I think we have a chance. Maybe we'll all go to the same beach in the Bahamas and look back, be like back in our day. Well, by the time we get rich in crypto, we'll all be about 80 years old. So, well, at some point, I think it's capable of happening. Next on the list, Mr. Walker Holmes with his new edition. I'm not sure. It was probably here last week, but I see that beautiful looking mutant ape with just fluttering with colors and beautiness out of the eyeballs. How you doing, man?
Doing great as usual. I was a week early. That's how it goes in crypto, baby. But we're here for the long haul, so we don't care. I'm looking right now. Bitcoin is down 6.6%. ETH down 6.8%. Even Tether's down 0.5%. So guess what? I'm buying. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, yeah, it is, and I think it's going to be all right though. Um, Going forward with that, we have the we some of us probably needed a medic after the at the market close today with the S&P. So how you doing, Mr. Crypto Medic? Did you get any phone calls? People's their bags falling apart, bleeding out.
Oh, Chris, I always get phone calls, people's bags bleeding out. It doesn't matter what day it is. But, I got to tell you, I think we all feel like burnt toast this week, right? But that's all right, man, because we are here for the long haul. I love seeing like two of my favorite projects here talking about where we're going and what's happening. I do have to say, though, you think we're all going to be 80 years old when crypto makes it. So where does that leave me if I'm already an old guy? I don't know, man. I don't want to find out. Let's make it sooner than later, man. It's great to see everybody. Let's go.
Save
Yeah,
yourself,
they'll probably.
John.
We'll have AI that will make you an anti-aging cream. It's. I'm surprised no one's already done that. I would ask ChatGPT after this to give you a formula, to go get yourself some anti-aging cream. It probably knows. So yeah, let's try that. Don't do it now because we need you on the space. But next up is Mr. Send It LDN over here, trying to give Walker a run for his money on this ape. Do you see this thing? He's got a piece of sushi wrapped around his head as a headband. Woo!
What's happening? What's happening? Thanks for the warm welcome. Yeah, happy to be here. Not happy about today. Was having a good week and then looked at the markets. Fucking hell. Every few weeks, every few months, they do this to us. So yeah, still here on the roller coaster. Didn't stable anything. Didn't listen to my friends, obviously. Degened into the Vitalik NFT. That was an awful decision. And yeah, now I'm just here seeing whether everything else is going to crash. So, yeah, I'm happy to be on the show and look forward to chatting about the subjects.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. I think a lot of people are a little bit flustered today. Typically we have and people will start to trickle in over time. But yeah, the audience today, I was having a feeling that people were kind of down. Probably don't want to be too social. So, I appreciate everyone that is here and that attends. This is our 38th week of doing TopeTalk. Some people are like, I didn't even know you guys did this. And really, we're organic. We really have a community around us that is, is just hanging tight, ready for us to make some moves. So, yeah, we're excited for everyone here. Next up is Super Spaces AI. I'll tell you what, I actually invited them personally. I used the analytics tool that they have to look at Twitter Spaces, and I can't wait to just kind of converse with them about what's going on in the future of this AI space and Twitter. So thank you for being here.
Boom, what's happening, everybody? GM. Yeah, very happy to be here and maybe share some alpha on Twitter Spaces, what we're doing at Super Spaces to help content creators on Twitter Spaces see exactly what they're doing, identify their super fans, and kind of get insights that aren't shared through Twitter or anywhere else. So yeah, and specifically to Web3. So yeah, we're here to help where we can. Very excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
No, thank you for being here. I think a lot of people were using different type of tools. I know NFT Inspect and stuff, and I think having a company like yours, I feel like you guys are kind of like a sleeping giant, man. I've been really diving in, and I can't wait to see more of the stuff that you guys are having to work. So, big bullish on you guys. So, with I got two more people on the list here. We got the Mr. Enzo Topian, the man himself, but we're gonna go to Cool Music Guy first. What's going on, Cool Music Guy? How you doing, man? I think Enzo and Cool Music Guy are having unless Enzo's fixed. I think I saw on our Slack that he was having some issues. Can you hear us now, Enzo?
Yo, I can hear you. It was just like a very slight moment. I don't know what's going on with my internet. But I'm glad to be here, dude. It's an amazing day. Well, at least weather-wise, not market-wise, but weather-wise in Uruguay, it's actually a great day. We had a very sunny day. Thankfully, we had a little bit of wind, so I'm not overheating. But yeah, it's been a great week, man. It's been an amazing week so far, and I hope we end it strong, man. I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say about what's going on in the market today.
Yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's dive into some stuff. I know we want to jump into Amazon, but first, Walker. Do you want to give us? I know that this is something that I feel like I can always go to you to get an idea of what bracing myself for what's happening to the S&P. Do you mind just touching on what you're seeing and kind of give us some hopefully some positive feedback?
I mean, Jerome Powell, they shook the market this week. They're coming back in with a super hawkish tone. We saw this just this really weird flip flop, and it's so it makes it so hard, in this market because we have this completely non-traditional, money printing that's going on, and we also have the Fed that is just really being just back and forth, and we don't know on a weekly, even on a daily basis, what their standpoint is going to be. And I think there's a lot of information that's coming in that's saying hey, we may need to pump the brakes here. We're looking at inflation, and there's a good chance that it could potentially pick back up. All right, we go into the summer months. We know that spikes oil prices. Just traditionally, we also have the compounding effect of us not being able to pump strategic oil reserves. So it would seem very, very likely that oil prices are going to go back up. Oil prices go back up. The price of everything goes back up. You got President Biden talking about a 44% tax bracket, which doesn't help anything. So yeah, really just tailoring off the market, and I think it's really hard for investors right now to understand what the path of recovery is, right? I think everybody is looking at this of, the Federal Reserve is going to give in, they're going to cut rates, they're going to print money, and that really may not be the reality. We haven't had a hard landing in over 15 years, right? Where the government just came in and just said, hey, it's okay, we'll bail you out, right? And if we see a situation, it doesn't even have to be the Fed raising rates. If they just don't cut rates and they don't print money for 12 to 18 months, it's going to be tough, right? And I think that's what some people are starting to see is the potential for that. So people just preparing, just bracing, and allocating accordingly.
Well, with that being said, let's jump right into the topic. Toastpunk, let's go straight to you, or if what you feel about it. Is Amazon NFT marketplace going to save us?
That's a really good question. So, with the Amazon marketplace, a few things I wanted to actually comment on, as I'm still unclear with their strategy, right? Okay, number one, firstly, good on Avalanche. I think it's not 100% sure, but because there's no exact details available, it looks like that's where their NFTs will be muted on. So good on that layer one there, okay? But number two, linking physical goods and NFTs is extremely tricky. It's more of a provenance move, looks like, but it's fairly unusual for a normal person to actually understand what does it mean to own a piece of clothing and have an NFT attached to it. Like, what can they do with the NFT? Does it serve as a warranty card, a tracking link? What happens if someone buys the digital NFT separate to their physical good, or vice versa? How does it link? Even the Web3 experts, like, we got CloneX with Nike and Tiffany to the punks, have not fully figured this out. How does a bunch of Web2 corporates or Web2 corporates understand how all this works? That's my question there. And the third thing is, and finally, obviously, crypto is not accepted as apparently a payment there. So this is probably decided either via regulations or not to confuse their stakeholder sentiment. So as a whole, if we are talking about crypto in general, NFTs is definitely one side of the equation, but it's quite important to also create a token value of some sort. And Amazon being as big as they are, it should work in their favor quickly to actually execute this very nicely. So in summary, in my view, this is my view, the Amazon marketplace move could really be good because of pure numbers. But just like the Reddit onboard that had millions of people onboarded, it can go stale very quickly, very fast, if there's no long-term execution or succession plan on exactly what their ultimate goal is with their NFTs. All we will see is just millions of NFTs of Alibaba-driven T-shirts and cheap products that may or may not mean anything, clogging up more nodes. But that's Avalanche's problem, not anyone else's problem. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong, but we'd love to know what some of the other speakers think.
Sure. Anyone wants to jump in here? I tell you, I really don't want to see a bunch of Alibaba T-shirts walking around. It's bad enough, like when you see people wearing Celsius shirts at this point. So, but someone jump in here. Who wants to has any
Well, I
conversation?
mean, as far as linking the digital to the physical, I think that can be as simple as a QR code, right? A one-time claimable that's attached to either the item itself, the inside of the package, however they want to do it. And you take, you take a big fashion brand for existence, and now this individual can take their jersey, their shoes, whatever it is. It has a digital counterpart. I can't give out any names, but we're talking to some of the top executives at especially like sporting goods, and that is one of their big pushes right now is to incorporate a digital item with every physical item that they sell to allow the user to have that, and then be able to transcend that. At first, we're probably going to see a landscape much like what Clone X produced, where they're like, here you go, go do something with it, but it's better than not having it, right, than having to sculpt the item yourself, and creating that framework and that standardization of how these companies are going to present their product with, the rigging, the fidelity, the ability to go into different environments, I think is going to create a great opportunity for use case.
Walker, that makes a lot of sense, especially for brands, right? But we're talking about Alibaba here. Not Alibaba, sorry, Amazon, which is kind of like the Alibaba. It's mass produced goods on there mostly. Okay, you go on to Amazon right now and have a look what's selling best in their marketplace. Okay, it's full of drop shippers. It's full of, as I said before, a lot of goods from China. I'm nothing against them, but all I'm saying is, why would those need to be NFTs? That's my question there. If it's brands, I totally get that. But how is this going to work in terms of what they're doing? I mean, that's my simple scenario there, on the facts.
And that's a really good point. Actually, we have an Amazon storefront, and I can completely corroborate, the way that system works. I mean, we source products, those are sent to an Amazon facility. There would be no use case, utility, or purpose in my mind for our home and garden product to have NFT, right? And unless there's some futuristic world where you have like this digital environment where you're growing plants and you can use the product and you're taught in real time how to most effectively produce your crop. Maybe there's some use case there. But we're so far away from that, right? That metaverse and the extent to all the different environments that you would need in that is very, very expansive. So, up front, I could see Amazon attaching these NFTs to very niche categories, right? Maybe there is a use case for them to have high-end clothing within the Amazon storefront with a digital wearable, or different collectibles that are sold on the platform.
Well, Walker, I think, you know what? I think you should go and contact Amazon or Jeff Bezos and say, hey, all right, let me offer you some advice from the Web3 side, because I guarantee you all that's happened is this, okay? They've gone through corporate red tape for about a year now. Someone has said, NFTs is a great thing to come on, okay? We need to jump on this hype right away. After a year and a half, they got on the approval. And now all they're doing is just adding NFTs to their marketplace. That's what they're doing, I think, okay? And I know they said something about 15 collections. There's no details at all. Like, if you want to actually inform what's going on, give us details so we know what's going on, and therefore as a market we can understand. We are in the space, we know what's going on, we need to know these things. If not, means it's just going to be, I think, another case of mass onboards of millions and millions of NFTs. The hype dries out and that's it. That's my opinion.
But but isn't there a place, Toast, where there's a strategy here, right? Like, mystery drives engagement. I mean, look at the Wizard of Oz, right? Who's behind the curtain? So when Amazon comes out, And as you said, there's probably very little planning. It's probably a very minimal integration. But if they just come out and say, hey, we're integrating NFTs, it starts all this buzz. It starts all this speculation, and really just drives a PR play for Amazon.
Perfect. Speak it out. What do you have on the Amazon topic?
Yo, this Amazon topic is a big thing. What I've been seeing is Amazon has been grabbing people secretly to promote them. There's, Shilling Villain and all that group. Amazon has gone to them and working with them. Like, this is what Amazon's doing. They have the money. They're going to go after some people with high followers. And that's what they're doing. And that's the aim of their point. They're going to build this, like, non-fungible into physical products. Like, how do you do that? Yes, I saw something yesterday on someone's page where physical products you put on a jacket, it's there, and they can control it. You have fun with it on your own, but not anyone else can see it, right? But NFTs is a project. It is a contract for projects and for communities to build together. I don't know what Amazon's going to do, but this is what they're doing at the moment. They're going after these, the best Twitter Spaces, the toppers and high followers. That's what Amazon's doing. That's their aim from what I'm seeing.
Got it. And Poco, I'll go to you in a second, but I got a question regarding this with Superspaces. Superspace, go ahead and do your comment. And then I was curious, like with your type of analytics and AI, are you able to catch any of this type of like activity, if anything has to do with Amazon?
So yeah, first of all, to touch on this, we believe, and I think all of us here and all of us that are deeply into Web3, we believe that the entire internet will be Web3 in some time to come, right? And Amazon and all of these big brands, we are also talking to some big brands that sometimes a little bit surprising, but then you kind of scale back and say, listen, of course, like all of these guys are exploring. Amazon is massive, 200 million customers. They have huge game engines, games like Lost Ark, which have 1 million, monthly active users. Connect your Amazon account with your Steam account, with your MetaMask, maybe in the future, with your Avalanche. Like, there's so many possibilities and so many things that they can do with loyalty programs on their marketplaces. I think the physical stuff is really a difficult place to start for them. There's so many places that the low hanging fruit for them is just so simple to kind of get this into their customers. So yeah, it's interesting, but I've also seen them make big moves in the past. In 2018, I was deeply involved with an AI project, and they came out with this AI marketplace / decentralized like whole manifesto, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. So they come up with these big ideas. Jeff Bezos says it all the time. He said, if you have any idea how many losses we actually have on ideas, you'd be quite surprised. So we'll see where it goes, but guaranteed Amazon, as well as every other big corporate, is going to be in the game, because the game is the future of the internet, right? So they all need to play. And so we'll see how they go with it. Now, on to the other question with our platform. Certainly, our job is to track and trace everything that's happening on Twitter Spaces, and it's really exciting. If you guys haven't checked it out, and not to shill, sorry for the shill, but go to Super Spaces, you'll be able to actually uncover what's happening in a whole bunch of different spaces. Your favorite hosts, co-hosts, even your favorite speakers, you'll be able to identify where they're at, what they're doing, how they're doing. And you'll be able to see their speaking time and the subjects that they're speaking about. And yeah, so definitely we can catch trends. That's kind of the name of the platform right now, to be able to identify who's doing what and who's saying what. We also have a leaderboard that we take that data, so you can actually see who the highest quality projects, hosts, and co-hosts are. So yeah, we certainly can identify some of those trends that are happening across
That's
spaces.
fantastic. Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, it's really cool. I don't think your project and what you guys are doing is really a shill at all. I mean, it's something that I think everybody can get value out of, just being in the space and wanting to maximize your time. Like the amount of time I spend like trying to find something on Twitter Spaces, I don't have enough tools through Twitter to go and like search for things, man. They only give me like certain suggestions, and I'm tired of seeing like the same ones pop up at the top because they have numbers or they got enough question marks attached to their names. You know, like I'd love to find like the groups like us, like the ones that actually love to talk about and have some cool people on the panels. I mean, we just go unnoticed in the current way, and I don't think it's any of our fault. I think it's just like the algorithm still needs to be fine tuned, and I hope that they can, you know, find value at Twitter as a high level. Maybe come to you guys and be like, or you guys showing them what you guys already accomplished.
Yeah, listen, it's a black box. This data for spaces is really a black box, and it's taking a lot of hard work and brute force to be able to gather all of the data points that we have. You know, we have how many spaces you're in, the time in spaces, your audience, your reactions, the follower counts. You know, we've got all of the details of your audience and stuff like this, and it's really hard. The discoverability of content on Twitter Spaces is very hard. So our newest feature is actually a search function that if you put in some words, we call it deep search, you'll be able to find past shows, upcoming shows, hosts, absolutely anybody and everybody in the space. We also have a live feature on our leaderboard. So any project, any Web3 account on Twitter that is currently live, you can find it in a toggle on our leaderboard. So you can discover new people that maybe you haven't heard before, and you can jump in and hear what's going on across Twitter Spaces. It's an important place. We really feel like the accountability in the Web3 space starts in voice. You know, we started kind of in Telegram 2016, 17, 18, moving to Discord, which creates a little bit more accountability and trust. But voice communities are growing so rapidly, and we just believe that, yeah, this is the future of building a good quality community around whatever your initiatives are in Web3.
Sure. And real quick, I know, Poke, I see you right there. I want to get you to Amazon. I just have one more quick question, Superspace. Does your product identify also the future, like reminders for future spaces coming up too?
Yeah, so this is a really tough one. And this is something we talk to approximately 30 or 40 creators per week and just validate what it is that they want. And this topic is so huge. It's really funny because it seems like a small thing, but the reminder things are coming. So if you look at the leaderboards, you'll be able to see the live feature. Our next feature that will be live on the leaderboard will be the set reminder. So you can go through, you can see some people that maybe you haven't listened to before, maybe your favorite host that you forgot to set a reminder, and it'll be right there on the leaderboards, which is the most active page that we have now because it's kind of a competitive, fun landscape to kind of see your favorite characters across Twitter Spaces. But there's going to be lots of different discoverability features like calendar features and stuff coming in the future. Listen, for Super Spaces, we build what you guys need. The content creators in the space is exactly who we're building for. So we talk to you guys. If you guys need it, then we'll try to figure it out.
No, I appreciate that, man. I didn't mean to derail Amazon here. So let's get over to Poco, man. What do you got on your mind?
Yeah, I think, well, first, Super Spaces, I like the tool you're building too, and I definitely want to continue to use it in the future. So I'm excited to see it grow. But as far as like Web3 and Web2 combining both, it's not on the same scale of like Amazon. But recently, yesterday actually, I got my DGOD art on my buddy's, one of his new beers in a brewery. So he's got two, one in Covina and the next one's opening in downtown LA. But I think it's a cool little combination of getting DGod's art onto all the beers. So like, getting people more familiar with seeing the brand around. But also on from like the business owner side, if he has this beer and for some reason it starts taking off and people are really like going to these breweries just to pick them up or try it up, and it ends up going like way quicker than the rest of them. Like I think that'd be something cool to see about how like a Web3 NFT actually like helped with sales on it. And then if the future comes and it starts getting where they're having to make this one more than others or different stuff, it'll be cool to see kind of the combination of the two mixing and finding kind of like a use case where other companies down the road might want to buy a big NFT of something and for one of their items and kind of watch that grow and see if it continues on that way. So it's kind of on topic with Amazon and converting both. So I just wanted to share that, and I think it makes sense.
No, I love it. I love it, Poco. And just so you know, man, I thought that looked absolutely phenomenal. The branding, just the entire aesthetic of having your asset on the beer can, the D gods in the background, like really, really cool. You know, I was hearing whispers when we were down about in Miami about Board Ape Yacht Club products or branded products actually coming into Walmart. I haven't seen that come to life yet. But I think that that's the transition that we're going to see over the next few years is really seeing, you know, these brands step in to product placement, and it has an opportunity to be really powerful, to spread these brands far and wide. I mean, the move for DGods and Utes over to Polygon and Ethereum. I mean, man, I am really, really excited about it. You know, I mean, and I can't say that I'm more excited about DGods on ETH than I am Utes on Polygon, because Polygon has so many brands stepping in to their arena, right? And it's like we've seen now the potential issues and the risk of these brands producing their own NFTs. But there's way less risk, in my opinion, for these brands to work with the communities, to test out their reward systems, to really understand how to facilitate a sustainable business model in this market without taking all the risk. And man, as far as an NFT on Polygon, like you're not going to be able to go wrong with Utes.
For sure. Go ahead, Poco.
Yeah, actually, when you were talking about the beer, at my barber shop, they have a Happy Dad box in there, and it has a Bored Ape Yacht Club on it. I think it has the cowboy hat. So, I think like months back, I was sitting in there getting my haircut, and I saw that. I'm like, dude, that's pretty damn awesome. And that was like before I had my DGod, but because my buddy, who's my neighbor, has these breweries, it kind of like sparked that idea of trying to combine the two. And then once he saw the DGods art, he was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Let's go for it. So that kind of sparked the idea, but I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the future. Right now, it's like a bear market, obviously, but and we're all super early. I think NFTs, like in general, are like really still super early. So I just wanted to share that as well.
Fantastic, man. I crack up every time I see your little Ute on your shoulder. It kills me, man. I have a buddy that lives in my building here, and he has this. He's doing a non-alcoholic like type of beer, and it was something I was gonna bring up to him. I'm like, this is something that could ship even worldwide, where it's 0.0%, and that could be a great use case. So now I'm not giving you guys all my alpha, but you might be seeing a Ute in the future. I'm not sure mine's good for like a non-alcoholic beer can. And my guy, it looks like he is seeing all sorts of colors out of his glasses. But let's head it over to Send It. What's going on, man?
Yeah, yeah. I was just going to say on the Bored Ape thing, they actually, well, it just got discovered or announced that they filed a trademark for a drink called Don't Drink Me. So they're planning to bring out an official drink. So that might actually be linked to the Walmart thing as well. But yeah, I saw that just the other day. So I don't know how long it will be till that drops.
Bro, that's interesting, and I have no way to know if this has any connection. But when we were in Miami, my buddy Nacho, Jack and Jackie, really really awesome people, great part of the ape community. But they created us a "Don't Drink Me" with a coda on it, and it was just blue Gatorade. But like I don't know if they took their branding, but that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's clever. It's clever like that. Kind of goes beyond NFTs as well. With a name like that, that's just got kind of broad appeal as well. And I think we'll definitely start seeing more official product collaborations from Bored Ape this year as well. I feel like they've been quite careful or reserved with actual like brand collaborations. Obviously, people in the community have done stuff, but in terms of Bored Ape, they haven't really done much in product collaboration with big brands, because they're probably getting quite a lot of offers and opportunities in that world. So it'd be interesting to see what they do this year.
Yeah, and two things I just want to touch on there. Like first, talking about like the "Don't Drink Me." I think there's a lot of psychology behind that. Like, right, we look at like liquid death as a water, and like I don't know exactly why it blew up. Right, I think they had a great marketing strategy, but again, it's like canned water, and for somebody to drink something Like to take the most needed resource for the human body and label it liquid death is very interesting, kind of backwards, and I think it kind of falls into the same psychological play as a don't drink me drink. And then next, talking about Bored Ape being very strategic with their IRL product placement, man, at the end of the day, it's all about being the next cool thing. And you only get one chance at a first impression. And I mean, you're talking about a massive market, internationally, you can test. But I think it's very important, that first product comes out is something that's really revered, something people really want, because it just sets the stage to build that brand and to continue following up with products.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel, for me, I feel like they could have done a bit more, because they've had the hype and actually had quite a lot of sort of mass media attention as well. So I kind of feel, just from my personal point of view as a holder, I just felt a little bit underwhelmed with the big brand plays compared to, say, like Azuki. I also hold Azuki, and the kind of sort of brands that they've worked with recently, like Ambush and Red Bull Racing, like that. That feels impressive, and that's sort of been over a short space of time. So I'm interested to see, and obviously other projects like Utes has a lot of appeal. I think that's a big part of the play with the whole Utes brand. So it'll be interesting to see what they do this year as well.
It sure will. It definitely will. I think a lot of us would love to see Utes do something this year. So, yeah, that would be great. As we kind of are running through this, I know we talked about a little bit of Amazon. We rolled into some Bored Ape. The next topic we kind of wanted to touch on being about the Shanghai upgrade. Toast, is this something that you are familiar with and want to tap in on this subject?
I'll let someone else speak on it. And also, just to let you know, I have to leave earlier on this space. I do apologize. I'm really enjoying myself. But yeah, the Binance guys want to catch up a bit earlier. So
I figured that's why I kind of wanted to see if this was something you wanted to touch in before you had to roll out. So that's
absolutely. Go ahead, guys. Definitely. Thank you so much, Henry, for having me here, bro. We'll see you guys later, okay?
Great to have you, Toast. And we'll jump right in, guys. So when we're talking about the Shanghai upgrade, we are talking about the roadmap for Ethereum. About 175 days ago, we completed the merge. Actually, let's rewind just a little bit. So to put this in perspective for anybody that doesn't know, this is just the inflation rate of the Ethereum supply, right? Supply and demand. So prior to July of 2021, there were 13,500 Ethereum issued on a daily basis to secure the network, right? No burn mechanism, just straight up 13,000. That's a lot of ETH. That's a lot of value that has to be consumed by the market, to maintain price. And then in July of 2021, we had EIP 1559, which introduced a burn with every Ethereum transaction. So every time that there's a transaction on the network, a small portion of that is burned. And that introduced the idea that with very, very high volume, potentially, we could see a deflationary Ethereum, even, just like not a very largely net positive supply. But that really didn't come, to fruition. And then we had the merge. And the merge was the transition of the Ethereum blockchain from proof of work to proof of stake. And that decreased the emissions of the Ethereum token supply by over 95%. And today, 175 days post-merge, we are net negative 51,853 Ethereum, which is absolutely incredible, guys. Like if you are, if you believe in this network, if you believe in the growth of a smart contract protocol, and just a decentralized market with these types of tokenomics, I mean, guys, it's really incredible. Now, I do want to say that with a caveat: regulations coming, and it's going to be very, very interesting and to see how this unfolds, because when you look at NFTs, when you look at DeFi, or when you look at all of these mega industries that are being built around Ethereum, where is the coin going to fall? And really, that's the bet. That's the risk, in my opinion. You take that out of the equation, God, I mean, I'm literally all in on it. Not financial advice. Then, coming up on the Shanghai upgrade, all this really is just the unlocking of the staked Ethereum. So up until this time, you came in, you staked your ETH, and now we have all of those Ethereum. I think it's on a schedule. Some of the other speakers may know. It's on a schedule, but those are coming unlocked, and the potential fear is that a lot of these tokens will be sold off to the market and create downward pressure for the price of ETH.
Well, there you go. You heard it first from Walker. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just want to see it happen. It'd be cool to see a deflationary.
No, so it is deflationary, bro. Net negative. The Ethereum token supply is net negative over 51,000 ETH since the merge 175 days ago. And I know I'm not trying to get technical and bore people. The last thing I want to say on this topic is I just want to touch on LSD. No, not the kind at a music. LSD is in a liquid staking derivative. And what these are just fully liquid staking options for ETH. RPL is a very notable one. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Lido. And, then there's some that are less known, like Frax. And so where I see potentially a great play over the next few months, when all of this ETH comes unstaked, you're going to have all of these people who have one Ethereum, half of an Ethereum, even a few Ethereum. Right? But to run a Sol Validator node, you need 32 ETH. So where are those people going to go to stake? They're either going to go to a centralized platform, which I think everybody that's really in the community knows the risk of that. You're going to stay away from that, especially the debacle that's happened, over the past 12 months. But where are they going to go? And in my opinion, not financial advice, Rocket Pool, RPL, and Frax, and that's the FXS shares, it has a ton of potential because people can come in with the smallest amount of Ethereum they have, and they can retrieve those rewards for staking.
Well, yeah, that's probably what they should do. And they're also going to move out of America if we get a 30% tax rate on every crypto mining. That's from the electricity. That thing was introduced today. I almost cried, but I don't mind, so I didn't cry. But I felt bad for everybody else if this thing does pass. What does everybody think about this last current this current news that's happening? I mean, we got a few things. We've got Joe Rogan saying that he wants to copy and paste our NFTs. That was interesting. And we have Biden that wants to introduce a hike from 20 to 40% on capital gains, and introduced that he wants to have a tax on electricity used to mine cryptocurrencies. Yeah, what's kind of an open forum here? What you think, Crypto Medic?
Yeah, I think some of this stuff is interesting. What I really want to know is what Joe Rogan's going to do with this comedy club he's opening, where apparently everybody can say whatever they want. And you got to give up your phone at the door.
I've already done that. I've given my phone up at the door at his comedy club in Austin, Texas, and it was interesting. I couldn't check the charts. I had to do fake laughs. I was like, ha, ha, ha. It was good, but really, what's interesting, I think, about that is that Joe Rogan was saying all that, but his manager that's handles all that production, Jesse, is a Bored Ape. So it was kind of like it just didn't make sense, and at the same time, it is kind of interesting because it also even though he called us a bunch of weirdos, he brought some light into his audience about NFTs. So hopefully, some people turn into weirdos with us just from watching his podcast. I think that would be absolutely amazing. So yeah,
Well,
as
Chris,
we're going through this right now, go ahead and retweet out the room, guys. Walker, you're next here on the list, but I need some retweets. I need some emojis. Let's get some emojis, happy faces. When the Bears got you down, join TopeTalk. That's what you got to put. That I think that'll go really well with everybody out there. What were you saying, Walker?
yeah, with the Joe Rogan, I think it's very interesting, like how he's coming from a place of kind of like like demeaning the industry, yet all he does is monetize digital content. Right there's a very limited transition that you have to do to go from how Joe Rogan has created everything he has and the conceptualization of why an NFT via digital property has value.
That's right. That's completely right. Real quick, at the top of the space here, check out that Jordan Walker, Jordan Allen. He just 7 minutes ago wrote a tweet. Check that out. It's really cool. It's he's part of the Forbes Tech Council and posted what they were discussing last time. And definitely scroll through that when you have some free time. Yeah, so I just want to bring some light to that real quick. Send it, man. So, actually, Poco. Sorry, I wanted to get to Poco real quick. Poco, I saw that you are big into AR and different type of things, and you're also the creator of the Hazmat Club. So, being an enthusiast, I think that was like what I was seeing was like that you do enjoy like AR stuff. That's correct, right?
Yeah. Actually, one of the guys in Hazmat, he's pretty big in the metaverse. That's Make, and we were trying to go through and figure out like what kind of stuff that we wanted to do with our club. So, um, like doing another NFT collection or doing merch, like it's all been done before like 1,000 times. So we figured with this cool little AR asset, we can give youths and DGOTs for now more of like added utility that they could, get it on their phone. It's 20matic, but they put it on their phone. You could choose from like a skateboard, a rug. Um, we have coffee mugs, different stuff. So you could put your ute on it, and you can use it kind of similar like an Instagram filter in a way, where you can make videos and photos with it, and it appears. So it's just a cool little thing we're messing with. I think actually a kid called Beast, if you own one, you get access to it where you could put your Beast anywhere. But it's kind of like seems it's coming up to be one of the next cool little things. So that's what we've been working on.
No, that's sick, man. I mean, I have a kid called Beast, and I know exactly what you're talking about. But what's really cool, and something I think about with when I first saw what you guys were doing with Hazmat and that those different. I think you have like an example or teaser video, is that this actually kind of ties in like the perfect example of like a skateboard with the bottom of a skateboard. Maybe you have that physical copy at home, but you're out at a club or a bar and you're like, you want to show somebody. You can bring that like skateboard into an AR, right? Mobile device as a digital item to show for the item I have at home. Maybe you have like a cool jacket. Like I think there's going to be some ways that like it'll provide opportunities for people, or maybe like even there might be like a marketplace in the future where somebody can buy by using like the AR technology to put the jacket on them, and they can like look in themselves in a camera or at a screen with that jacket on from the digital copy. So like I think there's going to be some cool opportunity on that end, that tie in digital and physical items, and maybe that's something that you never know what Amazon looks at, but maybe they get their eyes on the Hazmat Club, man. You never know.
Yeah, and it's like I said, for now we have 6 items, but obviously like as this thing continues and builds, there's like opportunities for different items is endless. So like you mentioned, jackets, and kind of really anything. And like we have a pool table too, and Make was out at ETH Denver, so he ran into Frank and kind of went over a lot of it with them. And the team's already like been speaking with us on different ways to kind of get this going out to a lot more people. So it'll be pretty fun to see. But he got a cool video where he popped up his pool table and like Frank's in the background and stuff. So it's just something small, something cool and different, So that's what we were going for.
For sure, man. Thank you. And as we talked earlier about Twitter Spaces and stuff, and talked about how Super Spaces is changing the game, and I'm really excited to see when the reminder stuff comes out. I asked that question because that is like something that I would really like to be able to do, is set up like a schedule that I can even like tie into a calendar of like specific spaces in the future. But another thing I wanted to do is what I was going to ask you, Send it is, I saw that you are also a part of your own show. Is that right? I think it's called Beyond the GM.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's called Beyond the GM. So yeah, we've just been doing it for I don't know, losing track of time, but I think we're coming up to our 11th episode now, so still pretty early.
That's great. So when it comes to Super Space, this is for you. So when it comes to Beyond the GM and TopeTalk, what are some ways for us to use the AI and use your tools to help us find growth in this, in this state of Twitter space right now?
Yeah, great question. So the first and foremost, when you log in, you'll be able to see the data of your past spaces. So if you give me a moment, I can probably pull up you guys pretty quickly.
Whoa. That's like putting all the everything out there for everyone else to see. I guess you can do it. I mean, we've been having a couple good weeks.
Well, listen, you have analytics of exactly who joined the space, how many people are bouncing in and out of the space. You can see the engagement over time. You can see how many people are joining. You can also see how many people are actually engaged with emojis and doing this stuff. So one of the fun things to do, and I think that this is relative to the algorithm for Twitter Spaces, is to every once in a while tell everybody to throw up the emojis. Everybody right now, give this space a bunch of hearts and a bunch of love as much as you can, because not only is that going to help with some of the data that Twitter is definitely looking at, but it'll let you know certain points of time in your space that you're doing the right thing. So that's the first thing, to kind of get an overview of how your spaces are going. And yeah, that would definitely be first. And second is to market these things and collaborate with people. We're finding some of the best shows are collaborating with each other, and there's this cross-pollination right now, just like any platform. Doing that really helps. And back to the point with the calendar stuff, that's something that we will roll out very, very quickly. One thing that I can say that coming up for Super Spaces, we're doing kind of a project-based thing. So we've really focused on hosts and co-hosts. But in the next few days, all of you projects out there and media companies as well, it's anybody Web3 community driven. We'll be able to have a crazy leaderboard for you guys to really build the products and services that you guys can kind of leverage. So yeah, that's what's coming up.
So what's holding you guys back? I mean, are you guys going to launch your own NFT called Super Spaces NFT, and we're all going to join that, or are we going subscription? What are we doing?
No, definitely not. So good question. So listen, we're NFT freaks, we're builders, and we're Web3 natives. We've been in the game for a long time. I speak for myself here that this is the best team that I've worked with. We want to do this the right way. We want to create business models, but Web3 business models, and we want to bring this to Web3 people. We really want to reward the pioneers in the Web3 space that are building these communities right now and leading the way to the adoption of other people. I keep on hearing every speaker in every space talking about elements that are going to onboard more people. In this conversation alone, we've talked about that multiple times, whether it be Amazon or it be D-Gods on beers, so our job here is just to make sure that we onboard users, build the right things, and if you guys find value in that, then we have a good business, and we won't die off like NFT Inspect or other things before us. So that's kind of our job, and that's what we're doing. Actually, we've only been live for, I think, 2.5 months, so we're very, very new at this game, and I think that we've grown quite well to this point, and I think now, introducing the project leaderboards, I think that this is really going to put us on the map. And we've actually been talking to a lot of big Web3 companies as well, because they're very interested in finding. I heard one of the speakers talking about Shilin Villain, and these guys being picked up by Amazon. These huge brands are contacting these people, and there's a lot of people in the space that think the monetization of being a host or a project and specifically focusing on Twitter Spaces is going to be very much like YouTube, and these other types of platforms. There's going to be multiple ways, and that's a big focus for us as well. If we can help you monetize in multiple different ways, then we win. We will win somehow, some way, if we can help people do that. So we have a lot coming up, like too much in our roadmap, but we know that the majority of these tools and products that we will bring forward will help each and every single one of you guys. And that's just because we continue to validate with the content creators on Spaces. So we're really excited. We might do a round pretty soon, but our team is lean. They work fast. We all work out of the Algarve right now in Portugal. We're all living in a house and just, it's 20-hour days of just love and building. So yeah.
Dude, that's so awesome, man. I appreciate you guys actually like really grinding. You remind me of, us. We're not launching anything until we have something that it's proven itself, and taking that opposite approach versus like, kind of introducing super spaces through maybe like a token and then launching a product. It's really cool to see what you guys have accomplished so far, and providing that value to people at free 99. So, I think in the future, you'll have a lot of people that want to support your growth. Cryptomatic, let's head over to you.
Hey, brother, thanks. Yeah, I got a question for Superspace. I love this tool. Like, I love data. Chris knows I love data. I love how he tells everybody go mash the buttons, because like that's what I'm always telling them in the back end. Like, hey, remind everybody to hit those emojis because it helps. So I love it, man. But my question is really this: like, so for those of us who are like these companies, right? So we have the Metatope account that's hosting the space, and then of course we have these, we have the team actually, right? Do we have to be logged in as the Metatope to see and utilize that data, or can we just see that data anyway because it's available to everybody?
So you would need to, if you want to see your own specific data, you'll need to log in with the account. So your business account or your personal account, but you're going to see all of the main people that are there. So you'll be able to see all of the speakers and co-hosts and all of their data when you're registered or signed in with your account. We want to keep it as open as possible, but there are privacy issues and a few things that we have to kind of navigate through. But yeah, we really believe in open systems and being able to see and identify things in a really transparent way. I think it's like, yeah, it's the morals, at least the morals that I follow in the Web3 space. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Absolutely. I love it. I think that there is a fine balance between privacy and data. And so I'm glad that you guys are certainly looking at that balance. And I love it. Metatope Superhost 365, soon to be number one. I love
it. Yeah, we'll see how quickly that comes. We need about 500 more people every space, and we'll get there. But no, that's awesome, man. Thank you for all that information. And I think it's going to be really cool. And, one thing I think that would be interesting to have in the future is like AI, where you can maybe invite those people that were in your previous spaces through like the Super Spaces platform, like compiling it and just doing like ways to re-engage with people would be really cool.
Yeah, you nailed it again. The smart outreach tools, it's in the roadmap, and we're building so quickly. So yeah, you guys can look forward to some pretty slick and cool tools to be like, you can already see new versus repeat listeners in your data on Super Spaces. So you can identify every single one of those new users. You can reach out, and a lot of teams, a lot of the bigger Twitter Spaces teams, they have a dedicated person. Every single time they do a space, they log into Super Spaces, they find all the new ones, and they just message them real quick. Thanks so much for showing up. It was really great to have you in there. And you can pick and select the new members that engaged more, that were in it longer. You can segregate them and already manually do that. But Our job is to build smart tools to be able to automate this stuff, including like tweeting out stuff about your spaces. So data scores and stuff like that, you'll be able to automate that stuff. So you're getting content out there all the time about how you're doing in spaces, and that should attract people to join your cause with your spaces and get more attention there.
Fantastic, man. I'm about to pin something real quick. I know this is I'm gonna segment to something I have for Poco, but real quick, I want to pin up at the top here. Send it LDN on his from April 11th, so a year ago. He was messing with like some type of AR with his ape's head. That thing is crazy looking, dude. Can you explain what the hell's going on?
Yeah, man. It's actually an artist that I manage. He's
Wait, were you asking me?
No, I was gonna send it, and I'm gonna go to you, Poco, about clubs real quick.
yeah, it's just it's an artist that I manage. He's a VFX artist, and he makes content. He's kind of mainly known on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, he just said, send me your ape. I have an idea. And I was like, all right, cool. Sounds good. Because he was kind of seeing the NFT stuff growing and was sort of getting interested. And yeah, and that's basically the video that he made. So yeah, it was really, really cool. You know, I've always wanted a commission or whatever of my ape. So it was really nice that it kind of happened organically.
It's insane, man. Oh, looks
Thanks,
like
man.
we lost Poco. I was gonna ask him about. Oh, here he comes. I'll let him reconnect. But yeah, dude, that was really cool. I think that's something like super unique, and it's cool to have. I mean, it's something that's like almost like one of those a mural from Rock Soul. You know, it's got its own unique ability, and you probably will at some point be able to get like a giant screen or something to like in your house or something to like portray it on a wall of that. You know, of that with with other things like your NFTs and stuff too.
Yeah, I've been looking at it. I saw someone post a really good screen just the other day. They posted their setup and they had their mutant on this like framed screen, and it just looked really clean. So I am actually thinking about it.
Yeah, dude. I know those screens are super freaking expensive too, though. I mean, it's like
Are they? How much? I've never really looked. How much are those kind of like nice ones?
you can get like the one like the size of like your hand, I think, for $50 on Amazon. But when you start going into like screen sizes, yeah, man, I'm thinking like, all right, I'm gonna take my old TV when I get a new TV and put that on the wall behind me. So I'm gonna have two TVs. It's gonna be really cool. And then
and then frame the TV.
Yeah, and then put a hole through the wall so I can steal from my neighbor's cable, and then then I got like live news when I don't want to display NFTs behind me. But yeah, so Poco, question to you, man. So like, I'm part of the Ute community and stuff, and obviously I've got a familiar with like the trait system and stuff in these clubs. But with what you're doing with Hazmat, are you communicating with like nouns and all these different ones? Are you guys all in like your own like secret chats, like kind of come like talking about what everyone's doing? Is it something that matters to you, or is it like when you got 1,000 followers? Is it just like you guys sticking to the hazmats and following your own route?
Yeah, no, we do. So I think all the leaders, we have a group, like a Twitter DM with Aaron and Frank. So a lot of us share ideas in there, and then we'll do some calls as well too for all the clubs leaders. And it seems like there's like a lot of cool stuff that's being built to help all the clubs kind of expand. But for the time being, like while these systems are being built, everyone's kind of like doing their own thing right now, and then bouncing ideas off each other. So, but the one thing though, like it is pretty difficult. Like it's not like we did a mint and then we got all these funds and now we got to figure out what to do with the money. So it kind of, everyone's kind of trying to do things without really having money unless someone goes out of pocket for it. So I think that's kind of what's missing right now. But it seems like the team's going to be helping with that coming up.
Fantastic. And I saw you hosted a space on the 2nd regarding like AR assets for DGod's use. Is that something that we discussed already? Is it something new that you could tell us about?
Yeah. So what we're finding, when we launched this idea and that we have it ready to go, is that a lot of people don't even really understand it or know what it is. So we would post like pictures of the AR assets, like I posted the skateboard and people are like, oh dude, that's cool. Like when could I order a skateboard? And I'm like, no, dude, it's an AR asset. So I had to like individually explain what it is to a lot of people. So that space was kind of to help more people understand what it is. And I think we'll continue to do it like once a week, but it's also new. So you got to kind of like, explain it. And then also we're in a bear market, dude. So like, I don't even know if I really want to spend money at this time. So I think for now we got the product, and then we get more people interested in understanding what we're doing, and then we'll see where it goes.
Sweet, bro. No, that's answered what I was asking. I mean, I just think I think there's not a better community doing the sub communities better. It could call Beast would be next in line. I mean, otherwise you're kind of like celebrating mutant apes and bored apes as part of the board ecosystem, right? So it's really cool to see a little bit more of a niche situation versus where you guys are able to build something creative and really represent yourselves through these different traits from the collection. I mean, that's just so special, and it's going to be something cool to see the ones that go for years. It's already a huge accomplishment as a collection to survive for a year, but imagine when you have like your traits, like the nouns DAO is already doing something insane, but like that doesn't mean nobody else can do something crazy. You don't have to follow suit. I mean, so yeah, you guys are you're moving in the right direction. I would assume that not all 1,000 of those followers are probably real people, legit, like interested in seeing what you guys are into. And like, yeah, that's super bullish, man. And it's gonna, I think anybody who's building right now, it's gonna be a lot easier to onboard new hazmat club members in the future when there's a lot more liquidity. So all this work you're putting in now, building this foundation, is that groundwork. It's like laying the rails for the train. So yeah, go ahead, Poco.
Yeah, so before running that club, like pretty much I was just a consumer and buyer and, being a part of a community. But then after running it, it's like, oh shit, like what do we do now? Like, how do we build this? Like, and it takes time. So when there's like delays and different stuff and people are building things, that's one thing. But then also like trying to get the word out and like be a salesperson where people hate salespeople, they don't want to hear your shill and all that. So we're just trying to build a community, do it right. And then hopefully all the hard work pays off in the end.
Yeah, and sometimes hard work pays off in a different type of value than maybe cash, and maybe it's something even bigger than that. And that's the cool thing about Web3 is, we have a lot of opportunities here. Something, what if the hazmat club that trait is something that's, in the future used in different games? Maybe what if, there's an opportunity that creates that, and that value per se, that someone would give you for yours if you're a hazmat holder 2 years from now and you guys are, you can overflip any other trait you want. There's endless possibilities in this space, and it's only going to get bigger and better. I mean, what if you were to create like a hazmat suit like IRL? That'd be so crazy. Go to like come to a conference in that thing, I would die. I would straight up die, and I'd hope you wouldn't be, because you would probably be sweating. What's going on?
Yeah, I got the hazmat suit because in real life, like I've done asbestos abatement my whole life, and there's no chance I'm gonna wear one of those anywhere unless I'm doing like some work. So I got out of the field for a reason. That thing's terrible, dude. But another thing that we did try to do with the clubs, like I pitched it to a pretty large company. Um, it's Service Master, so that's the company I work for. We have a franchise. But when I got a meeting with the corporate office with the digital marketing manager, it was like I was explaining like all this stuff and they didn't even understand Web3 at all. So I was like, how are you a digital marketing manager? But at the same time, dude, it's all so super new, like I said. So I just wanted to share that too. And then hopefully down the road, like traits, like where they sponsor a trait and like they put the Service Master logo on them, like all that stuff could come in the future. But for the time being, I think we're just still a little too early.
Yeah, I probably see my Ute on the side of like an AC company, Utes AC repairs. I mean, my guy looks like he's happy to do his job. He's like, all right, put my sunglasses on, I got my free hat and my puffer jacket. Let's go fix an AC unit. That's probably the extent of the IP I'll get out of this. But yeah, I can't wait to see everything move forward. And as we build out our technology here at Metatope, we're we got that opportunity with the youths right now where we're working on bringing them to life. So I might know what the hazmat suit already looks like in a 3D avatar, bro. So I might, we'll talk in the DMs. But no, I appreciate everyone being here. I think we get to a point here we can start to wind it down. I'll go down the line here, have everyone just kind of say, give a shot here, say what you're doing, and yeah, it's this is your chance to just keep it nice and quick. But it's not like a shill, but just like, hey, this is why you want to come spend time with us. So. Poco, let's start off with you, man. Actually, you probably stepped away for a second. Let's go over to Walker. Let's start the close out with you, my friend.
Yes, sir. I just want to say thank you to all the speakers here today. Send it. Really appreciate you showing up, bro. Spaces. It was great to have you. Phenomenal platform that you guys are building, and that's what it's all about. Not only building these products, but as individuals and entrepreneurs, the opportunities that we have to learn through these ventures is truly extraordinary. And I know that everybody in this space is going to continue to thrive, stay in it, keep working. And at the end of the day, man, just go for it. That's what I've learned in my journey is that I think sometimes as people, we're so over analytical of things that we just end up not doing it, and you get in there, get your hands dirty, and you're going to find the path to success. We'll see you here next week. Crush it, guys.
Great, man. Thank you, Walker. Send it. I want to jump over to you. I know Poco had a call, so we'll get back to him in a second here. But send it. I know you. I think your space is tomorrow, 12 Eastern, correct?
Yeah, man. Yeah, tomorrow, 12 till 2 Eastern time. So yeah, we're back. Should be a good one. We got Ethan from the Bald Ape Council. We've got Whale.
Yo, pin it real quick. Pin it up the top so I can put a reminder, do a retweet for him.
We haven't even posted it. We're going to be posting it soon. Yeah, we post it quite late sometimes. So yeah, we're gonna have Whale on as well, who's been killing it with the Freds and had his first show today, and a bunch of other people on the show. So yeah, we do it once a week, and it's just like an end of week catch up and just try and get the different communities together, because it still feels like people are a bit separated as well. So we try and just get the different projects, either people from the actual projects or and people from the communities together.
That's fantastic. And if I can help you out, I usually with between myself and a bunch of the team members help me find us guests and stuff, and typically it's people that we know, we met in person, or we talk to on spaces, or we just have an interest in learning about something. But if I got, what's crazy is I do have people that I talk to that can't make this time frame, so I definitely would love to definitely help you out and give you some people that are fantastic, like either Bored Ape holders, youths, D-gods. We typically don't do a shill space, so these are they're looking for a high level conversation, and I think it would be really cool to offer them another timing, and Fridays at noon might be really good for somebody that's not that's across the world. Like I'm in an alpha group with Dagger. He's in Korea, and he's an awesome Bored Ape holder. So he was like, man, I wish I could, but I'm gonna be sleeping at 6 p.m. Eastern. So noon would have been perfect for him. So there's definitely some really cool ways that we could work together on that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that'd be great. Let's keep in touch. Sounds
sure.
Good.
Mr. Crypto Medic.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate everybody coming as always. I can't believe we are on episode 38 already. I mean, I don't even remember what the heck we talked about on episode 3 or 4. I think I might have to go back and listen to those again. But I appreciate everybody being here. As always, wonderful information. Great to see these founders that are building. Hey, I don't care where ETH goes. If we keep building, it's all going to turn around eventually. Have a great week, people.
Cool. Let's go over to Enzo.
Yo, awesome space, man. Chris, you doing a phenomenal job hosting these spaces, man. Shout out to you. I want to send a big shout out to Max and Captain Z, big members of the community that are always coming out and supporting. Derby, who's my girlfriend, who always supports me all the time when I'm on Discord, and put her off to the side every once in a while because I gotta work. Thank you, everyone that came out here to support, to speak in the space. Thank you all so much for being here.
What'd you sell your Gitcoin at?
0.25.
Oh my God, brother! All right.
When it dipped yesterday, I was
you gotta
like,
tell Mr. Paper Hands here to next time not drop the ball there, man. Dude, come on. You know what? We'll get you the next one, bro. The next one will hit 1 ETH or something. That one got close, but yeah. what a funny last couple days for the market. But Super Spaces, man. I'll let you I'll let you talk, and then I'm gonna finalize with a last minute thing for us.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having us. We're really humbled to be able to build in this space the products that we're doing, and we can't do it without you guys, Crypto Chris and Crypto Medic, Walker, Poco, all of you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, we don't have a passion play here. So really humbled. We're really excited for our new season that's coming up for projects. So do remember, this isn't just for projects. It's not just for hosts and co-hosts, but it's for speakers to understand and see how they're doing as speakers across the different spaces that they're in. And also for the listeners to be able to find, discover, and also track your data as well. So we cover it all for all of you guys. Go check it out, and please jump into our Twitter and give us feedback. We want to build the absolute best tech in the business, and we want to help support you guys as creators. Thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it. And we'll join anytime. Real big fans, and thanks for what you do.
No, great, man. And what I was going to end this off with, and I would love if you guys, anyone here in this, that has a iPhone that is interested in the AR technology that we're putting together, full body markerless motion capture, shoot me a DM. We're doing alpha testing right now, and we're also building out our PC version. So currently we're internally testing PC, and we're adding alpha testers to check out, this technology and see as we progress towards a finished product where we're at and just how difficult this stuff can be. And we're really excited to share it because we want to be as transparent as possible as we build. This is 2 years in the making. So we decided, that we can come and feel like here in Twitter Spaces, this is going to be a great way to find people that are interested and getting that first and that can appreciate the opportunity of not having to wear a $5,000 bodysuit to dance around as a robot. So that would be something I'd be interested in sharing.
You can count in Super Spaces on that. Let's set up a call for the next couple of days. Really, really interested in this. We've had our mascot, Wekong, who is a Bored Ape. We've had him 3D rigged completely and fully. But to think about the Rococo suits and all of these different things and the expensive hardware, software, the whole shebang, we're desperately looking for solutions. So count us in to help and support. We'd love to help.
Oh, fantastic, dude. Let's I'll shoot you a DM now and let's set up a meeting for next week. That would be great. Love to see what you guys have done. I mean, we have a full in-house team, so that's something we can talk about. But all right, guys, thanks everyone for joining. Hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. It's my birthday on Monday, so have a drink for me. I'm not drinking. It's going to be a wonderful birthday. I'm getting old, 35 years old. This is it. I'm over the hill. I'm going to go pick up a Corvette, go through a midlife crisis, and host next week's Space on Thursday. All right, guys, have a wonderful night, and talk to you soon.
Yeah, cyberpunk. Yeah. I mix my ETH with Polygon Pythagoras. Let it math. Yeah, crypto cash. Yeah, I seen the metaverse through MetaTope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Smart contracts inside your smartphone. Phase 1, evolution, revolution. Help me ET phone. Full body markerless motion capture. The metaverse broken after the MetaTope golden era. The whitelist still open. Hurry up, what you need, golden chariot. Holy virgins that's holding cherubims, paving the road with fairy dust. Create the avatar of your wildest dreams, yeah, and use it inside your live stream. And all your metaverses, favorite games in widescreen. Metatope, visualize your digital ID. I seen the metaverse through Metatope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Metatope is your mirror to the metaverse. I seen the metaverse through Metatope, my eyes a megaphone. Customize my empty skin to optimize my flesh and bone. Metatope.